Like I said, whenever it comes to dating, I'm no expert at all, but I do have some experience, probably more experience than most of y'all in this room, but maybe not, whatever. But my list of to-dos is a lot shorter than my list of not to-dos. So I learned a lot of things by doing them wrong and by non-examples. So I'm going to share some of those with you. Really just one, and it's major. If you don't learn anything else from this series, hear this. Don't take someone out to a date to an Italian restaurant. At least not on the first date, because you gotta get to know the person first, and here's why. There is no attractive way to eat spaghetti. Usually eating spaghetti, it's like, you even try to do the rap method, but then a noodle hangs down and slaps you on the neck or something like that. You're like, ugh! And then those little particles of sauce get all up on your shirt and everything. And then you got garlicky breath for the rest of the night. It's like you don't even want that kiss at the end of the night because you got that stank garlic doo-doo breath. And some of y'all guys in here are just like, I don't even care. She could have eaten a dirty diaper and I still want that kiss. And you're like, you nasty! Up your standards! But y'all, I'm just saying, take that. It's free. Italian restaurants. Oh, also, like Deanna was telling me, also burritos. There's no attractive way to eat a burrito either. It's just big and awkward, and it's gonna be a mess. So just don't do it. But fortunately, we're not going to be learning from me on this series. We're going to be learning from Jesus, what God says in His Word. And if you guys are already sitting there thinking wait a minute, Jesus was more single than a slice of Kraft cheese. What the heck does that guy know about dating? I'm gonna tell you, he's God, so he knows everything. So he didn't have to date anybody to know everything about it. So listen up. We're also supposed to be like Jesus, right? So does that mean we're supposed to be single? Everyone's already afraid that dude, Ren, you're just gonna tell us to be single. You're gonna tell us not to date, that dating is bad, and we should save the day, we should save ourselves until marriage in every way. We shouldn't even hold hands or look at somebody because it's dirty sin. And that's not what I'm gonna say. So just hold your horses. This series is for everybody, not just people in a relationship, not just people who want to be in a relationship, not people who were in a relationship. It's for everyone, myself included. And here's why. I love this. It's Proverbs 24:27. It's Solomon, and he says, put your outdoor work in order and get your fields ready. After that, build your house. Thanks, Solomon. Good night. Yeah, that was, no, I'm just kidding. But Solomon, you got to remember, he was the wisest person to ever walk the planet, and he wrote the book of Proverbs to his sons because he wanted to share with them the nuggets of wisdom that will impact and improve their lives forever. And a pro tip, he's not really talking about just building a house. There's more to it than that. Kind of like that series that we just got out of about the parables. There's more to it than that. He says this in layman's terms. He says, get your land ready for a house, right? Then build your house. Get the land ready, then build the house. Y'all starting to track with me? You're starting to track? What's the first thing that we ask ourselves whenever we're considering dating somebody? There's someone that we're interested in. We're like, I don't know. I might just mess around, get a boyfriend or something like that. We'll see what happens. We're like, well then, who are you interested in? Is usually that first question. It's what are you looking for in a person? It's what am I looking for in a person? And we start to think about all these qualities and characteristics that we want, and we feel like we need in a person that we want to date, right? And Solomon says, look, you got it backwards. You're trying to build a house, but what if the land isn't ready yet? Here's the thing. Preparation is the foundation that success is built on. You have to prepare the land. We read it earlier. Hunter read it earlier. He was talking about the foundation of whenever you build a house, if it's built on sand, that thing's going to crumble down. If it's built on something solid like a rock, it's going to last, isn't it? So the foundation is important. The land is important, and preparing it is key. My daddy always told me, this is a quote directly from my pops, he said, I remember this, I was in high school and I just broke up with somebody, and Well, she broke up with me. But he said, you'll never be okay with another person if you're not okay with God first. That's a direct quote from Pops. You'll never be okay with another person if you're not okay with God first. He's like, he basically told me, like, him and Solomon, both really wise dudes, both probably had a big old gray beard. One's a little wiser than the other, maybe, but still, there's truth in that. He's like, son, you're trying to build a house, but the land wasn't ready. The land wasn't ready. I had it backwards. It's a two-step process. Number one, get yourself ready to date. Some of us are trying to date before we're really even ready, before us and God, us and Jesus have that solid foundation built. But you got to get yourself ready. I'm not saying don't date. I'm just saying make sure that you're ready first. And this is still not a guaranteed thing, but it's at least going to set you up for success. You're going to have a better fighting chance. Get yourself ready, and then number two, then actually date. All right? A lot of us, we want this amazing person. Right? Whenever we start to think about the person that we want, that we need, we're like, okay. Number one, they've got to love Jesus, right? Like, that's just a no-brainer. It's like a prerequisite. We're not gonna skip on that. Like, they gotta love Jesus. Then we want someone who's like honest, and they're kind, and they're going to respect us, and put our needs above their own, and be humble, and they're going to listen, and be really open-minded to our opinions, and they're gonna be like funny, and tall, but not too tall, and like muscular, but not like a beefy meathead, and like, I don't know, like we started like flowing hair, but like not like weird long and stuff. I don't know. It's like, yeah, that. We, like, do all that. But it's really about like who they are as a person. If you're honest, like that stuff on the outside, it shouldn't, or at least I hope it doesn't matter as much as really like the integrity of the person, who they really are. And you're so busy thinking about those things in that hypothetical person that you hope exists somewhere, that we kind of forget to look back at ourselves. And we are sitting there like, we want all these things, but we're not any of those things. It's like, I want a really kind person. Well, you're a jerk. I want a really honest person. Well, you lie about everything. I want someone who's really humble. You're the most arrogant person I know. Like, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work. You have to get yourself in order first. Because I promise you this, two broken things don't make a complete thing. When you try to put two broken things together, it's not like, here's the deal. We're gonna get into this later. It's not tonight, but in a week to come, it's gonna be talking about, dude, when you make somebody the solution to your problems, you're like, I don't really know God, I don't know Jesus, but she's a Christian, and I know like maybe that'll help me like grow closer to God. It's like, no! You gotta get there! Because if you can't do it on your own, you're definitely not gonna do it together, man. It's hard. It's hard. Two broken things don't make a complete thing. I like this visual I heard one time. It's like about, are you pursuing Jesus so much so, like you're running, like picture yourself like, that's a talent. Picture yourself running towards Jesus. There he is. Wow. Beautiful. You've got your blinders on, you're like focused completely on him. Right? You're running this race, you're going fast, you're not worried about anything else. No distractions. Get that out of here. And then all of a sudden someone comes in your peripheral vision, and you're like, and you know who it is? It's that person running towards Jesus at exactly the same rate of speed that you are. And you notice in that first, we're like, focused on Jesus. And they're like, I'm focused on Jesus too. And then at some point, you can do that together. That's how you want it to be. But notice where the focus was first. Here's the bottom line for tonight. When it comes to dating, becoming the right person is greater than finding the right person. You've got to prioritize becoming the right person before you prioritize finding the right person. We're looking for something that oftentimes we're not working on ourselves. So ask yourself this question. It's kind of a weird question to ask, because you've never really thought of yourself as dateable or whatever like this, but do it. Am I the kind of person I would want to date? Ask yourself that question. Am I the kind of person I want to date? And like a person like me, everything you got, think about it. Take some inventory of who you are, how you are, what people think about you, what they say. Why? Why is that? The people you hang out with, the things you do. In public, in secret, online. Is that the kind of person that you would want to date? Or would that be like, ooh, I'd be bad? Ask yourself that. Because dating's not a game. It's serious. It's the real deal. And the purpose of dating is to find the qualities in the person that you would want to spend the rest of your life with. The purpose of dating is to discover the characteristics of a future spouse that you're going to want and that you're going to need. Are you like the person that you would want to spend the rest of your life with? If you have some major issues, personally, I would hold off on dating if you have some big issues, because it's going to end poorly. Just wait. It's worth it. You can avoid a lot of heartache that way, I promise. See, because here's how God designed us. God designed us to pursue Him first, with honor, with humility, with respect, and then somebody else. So if you can't pursue God with honor and with humility and with respect first, then what in the heck makes you think that you're going to be able to do that to another person who's not even perfect, far, far from it? What makes you think you can do it whenever you're tempted with something right in front of your eyes? Whenever you've got somebody who's going to pop off back at you in a moment of weakness? Because God's not doing that. And if you can't prioritize Him, you're going to have a hard time prioritizing her. It says, Paul writes this in 1 Corinthians 13. This is a familiar verse to a lot of us probably. It's about love. People call it the love chapter. It's 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4, I think. I don't know. It says, love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It doesn't demand its own way. Love is not irritable. It keeps no record of being wronged. It doesn't rejoice about injustice, but it rejoices whenever the truth wins. Love never gives up. It never loses faith. It's always hopeful, and it endures through every circumstance. What I want you to do is just read it back one time, but everywhere the word love is, put your name instead. Put your name instead. Are you patient and kind? Are you jealous or boastful or proud or rude? And you're like, I'm not rude. Do people call you rude? A lot? Because I don't know. It does not demand on its own way. Are you stubborn? Easily irritable? Do you keep record of wrongs? Do you hold grudges for a really long time? Do you rejoice whenever the truth wins? Whether you like it or not? Do you give up easily? Do you lose faith easily? Are you hopeful? Do you endure through every circumstance? Put your name where that is. And here's my challenge even further. It's like literally actually do this. Like write it down. Get in your Bible for real and write it out and leave little blankies where there's the word love, and then go back and put your name and then make a list of all the things in this passage. Patient, kind, jealous, boastful, proud, rude, arrogant, right? Keep it down, and then write the things that you need to work on, because there's two things we can do, right? Number one, choose what you need to work on and literally do it. Like if you're not willing to put in the work just to do this, it's going to take you about 5 minutes. It might be the best thing you ever do in your entire life, because it'll be so clarifying, because it'll help you discover, A, who you are and where your weaknesses and strengths lie, but also what you need and what you're looking for in another person. So choose what you need to work on, and then number two, practice. You're like, I don't have an opportunity to practice. I'm not in a relationship. I'm not even close to being in a relationship. Like, no one even likes me. No one's even interested in me, and I'm not interested in anybody else. You can still practice, because this is just stuff for just human beings. We should all be practicing kindness and patience. Stripping away our pride. Being slow to anger, quick to listen. Having faith, having hope that endures. That's all of us. We should be this to all people. You can practice on your siblings. Anybody have some siblings that are tough to be patient around that just like push your buttons so bad? Anybody in here have like a step parent? Don't raise your hand, but like a step parent or something that is just everything in you, not to hate with everything you've got. You got random people saying dumb things to you online that are just mean and rude, and you want to retaliate, or you do, or maybe you gossip and you lie and you say things about behind people's back. I don't know about you, but I don't want to date that kind of person who's struggling with those kinds of things. And I'm like, do I struggle with those kinds of things? Am I the type of person that I'd want to be with, or would I be ashamed of these things if people knew them? What I want to encourage us to do is really this, and we're going to go to break. We're going to spend the rest of the time in small groups. But it's stop looking outward so much and start looking inward. Stop looking outward and start looking inward. Work on the foundation first, and then build on it. Prepare the land, and then build the house. Because remember, preparation is the foundation that success is built on. And do you want to fail? I don't. I want to succeed. I want to have relationships that bring honor and glory to God, other people, and everyone around me, myself included. And it's not going to happen unless you lay down the groundwork and the foundation. So